Hi guys, Coach Susie here from Corner Shop Gym. So we are in our second week now of Mindful March, and this week's focus is gratitude and journaling. So those two things to me always go hand in hand, which is why I've merged them together as part of this week. So again, a lot of people are like, I have no idea where to start, what are we doing, what should we be doing? So this is just a video blog of perhaps ways you can get started on that. So when we talk about gratitude, studies have shown that people who actually spend time acknowledging positive things in their lives, that when they spend time doing that repeatedly day in, day out, that even after as short a time as 15 days of doing that, that they feel happier at the end of it. So basically how we do that is to stop, to take a few minutes out, to sit down and to physically write down 3 items, I say, 3 items that you're thankful for. And you can't just write down what you're thankful for, you need to elaborate and explain why. So you can't just go, I'm thankful it was sunny today. You know, maybe you're thankful it was sunny today because it meant you could get out, or it motivates you to get out and go for a walk, or you could have got a line of washing dried. It doesn't matter what it is, but it's just being more aware. What you'll find is when you have to come up with 3 different things each day, that you actually start to notice the little things. You know, there's generally not 3 huge events in our life every day that we'd be massively grateful for. So those little things we start to notice more, and actually that makes us a lot happier then, because instead of taking small stuff for granted, we're really appreciating it. So if you want to get into this week, if you want to give it a go, if you've not done anything to date with Mindful March yet, don't worry, you can start at any point in time. I would suggest you get yourself a nice little notebook. You don't have to get a notebook, you can have paper, whatever it is. I find a notebook kept beside my bed is a really good way to remind me to do it, and before I get into bed each night I pull it out and I write down 3 things I'm thankful for. Sometimes it's a steady stream of conscious thought, sometimes it's a bulleted list, so it does really depend on my mood, how tired I am, and just I suppose how I'm feeling. So that would be one way. So journaling is where I suppose where I'm saying it's more of a steady stream of conscious thought. Journaling is something that I suppose a lot of us maybe did in our teens. Some people still do as they move on through the years, but a lot of people stop. They do it when they're maybe in those moody teens and they're struggling, they've no one to talk to, so they write everything down into a journal. And actually, that's an incredible idea. It's very powerful. It's so therapeutic to just write stuff down and leave it there, even if it's negative. You know, you write it down, you leave it on the paper, and now there's a line in the sand and on you go. So for some of you, that may appeal to you more, just journaling generally, than the gratitude. Or for some of you, you might like to blend both, and for others, you're just going to want to find your 3 things that you're grateful for, write them down, and on you go. So there's a couple of different options. That's what we're looking for you to start doing. If you start doing that from today on, or on the 9th of March, if you do that for at least the week, that would be fantastic. I would try and encourage everyone to do it for at least 15 days, but ideally I'd love to see everyone doing it until the end of the month. If you miss a day, it doesn't matter, get back into it the next day. Once it becomes something you're doing constantly, you'll find that throughout the day you go, oh, this is great, I can put this into my journal later. So you're actually becoming more mindful and more aware of the positives in your life as they're happening, instead of retrospectively looking back. In order for that to happen, you definitely have to get into the habit of doing your daily gratitude. I just wanted to show you before we finish up what I'm using at the moment. It's reasonably new for me. I've had a series of lovely books, and I'll post some of them on Facebook later on for you and on the blog, so you can see what I have been using. I've been doing this on and off since 2014. You know, as with anything, you know, there's days and months and weeks where I'm busy and it gets put to the bottom of the list. And then there's days where, or months should I say, where, you know, it's high priority, and really it should be a high priority for me all of the time, and I do know that. So, you know, Mindful March, I'm challenging myself as much as all of you to get with the program, to keep with it, and I'm noticing a huge difference in my ability to cope with stress since I've made a concerted effort. I'm only 9 days in, but I'm not saying there hasn't been meltdowns, but I'm dealing with them a little better. So anyway, I digressed. I wanted to show you what I'm using at the moment for my journaling. So it's this book here, if you can see it. It's called A Happiness Planner. This is amazing. So it's a book that, I won't be able to now, it comes in a little cover sleeve like that. It actually comes in a choice of colours. So you have the beautiful aqua, you have a pink, baby pink, and you've also got a black. And this is all in gold here, as you can probably see as I flash it through the light there. So this is a daily journal. It's not dated, so it's got 100 days in it. It's got a nice little sleeve inside there for any notes I have. And it starts off, and at the very beginning of your journey with this happiness planner, it actually takes you through a roadmap and some rules. So there's some rules to be happy by. It asks you, you know, what makes you unhappy, to list the things, to rate them, can you do anything about it, and list what you can. What gets you upset and frustrated. So it actually takes you through a nice little guide before you even get started. It also asks you what you plan to achieve within the 100 days. On the other pages, you've got some beautiful quotes there. So obviously, as I'm facing the camera here, that's backwards, but you've got quotes for different days. This one says, what you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals, which is particularly good. So there's ones like that littered throughout this. And then for each day, you basically get a page a day, and it's broken down into different sections. So it asks you at the start of the day what you're excited about. So at the top, I won't show you this because you can't really see it from here, so, and you don't want to see all my personal ambitions and thoughts. So what it gives you at the top of each day, you get a quote, an inspirational quote. Then it asks you to list what you're excited about that's coming up in that day. It gives you a tiny section to list your exercise if you've done any, and it's always healthy if you do exercise to track that. Your main focus for the day, it asks, which I love, because you just have to put down 1 or 2 things. My rule is, it's a tiny box, and my rule is if there's more than 2, I'm not actually focusing on it. It asks you for your meals, so I do actually journal my food separately, and as part of Mindful March, I'm really focusing on that. But there's a little box where you can put in your main meals if you want. It gives you a small section for your schedule. Again, it's, you know, 10 a.m, 11 a.m, 12 p.m, you know, small slots. It's not a huge diary. You have a to-do list as well. So just some basic to-dos with a nice little checkbox beside them that you can tick off when they're done. There's a notes section. I'm using this more for my gratitude and for my positivity. It's not a daily work diary. It's not a scheduler or an organizer. There's probably not enough space for that. So in the notes section, I like to put in little kind of positive reminders for myself. So, you know, things like remember to value your time, and actually it's something like that that maybe makes you more aware of what you're doing throughout the day. It also asks you for good things about the day, so that's where your gratitude comes in. I'll quite often list them here. And then what you hope for tomorrow, which I love, because you're setting the intention, and if you do that before you go to bed, you're setting a positive intention for the next day. And then the next day you get up, you get a new quote, what you're excited about, and you continue on. So this diary here, it's our planner, it's 100 days. So as I said, it's undated. There's an option for you to put the date at the top. And at the end of every 7 days, you get a weekly reflection, okay, which is 2 pages long. You can describe the week in 3 words. It asks you to do the highs and the lows. So the highs are described as good, happy or proud moments. The lows are described as frustrations, challenges and struggles. What you learned, who and what you're thankful for, and what you'd like to improve or what you hope for. So if you think that you're doing that every single week, there's no way that after 4 or 5 weeks you're gonna, you know, not notice an improvement. So it's really, really nice. It also asks you to list on a scale of 1 to 5 your levels of happiness. So unhappy to happy, bored to excited, tired to energetic, stressed to calm, unhealthy to healthy. So that's just, I mean, this is quite, I suppose, extreme. But you know, you can just start with a blank piece of paper. You can start with a notepad, a notebook from Aldi, Lidl, Pennies. It can be from anywhere. I find if you get something pretty, being very girly, you're more inclined to maybe want to use it. It inspires you to keep going. But so that's what I'm doing. Yes, as I said, this is probably a lot more extreme. If you just want to dip your toes in the water and give it a go, get yourself a notebook, get yourself a new pen, whatever it takes to motivate you, and then every night put it beside your locker, put it beside your bed, put it on your pillow so you can't get into bed without lifting it up, and just sit there and spend 5 minutes thinking about the day and jotting down 3 things that you're thankful for. It can be your partner, it can be your kids, it can be the weather. It doesn't matter what it is. Write it down, explain why you're thankful for it, which will help you usually, I suppose, realize your emotions that are attached to that object or that person, and it usually leaves you feeling quite happy as you are about to go into then what we would hope is a nice peaceful night's sleep. So gratitude and journaling, this is the week for it. So get your notepad, get going. Please let me know if you're trying it, how you're getting on, if you're getting any sticking points, what they are. Watch out for us on Twitter at Corner Shop Gym. I'll be tweeting out little reminders and tips throughout the week. I will use our Facebook page, Corner Shop Gym Rathdowney, to show you some of the other notebooks I've used in the past for this, and some nice ideas of items where you can buy this and where you can get other items. And also on Instagram, we're still going with our lovely photo challenge. If you haven't started yet, you can always join in. You didn't have to start on day 1. We're only on day 9. So get yourself over to Instagram, Corner Shop Gym. That's what we are there too. And maybe start taking pictures and uploading them. So that is it. 12 minutes, not too bad. And keep me in the loop. Let me know how you're getting on. And good luck with your happiness for our 2nd week. So Coach Susie, over and out. Chat soon. Bye.